Let's get the harmonic balancer installed. I'm at Junkyard 5.3. First thing is we got to get this harmonic balancer lined up on here. And then we're going to be using this ICT billet harmonic balancer installer. The part number is 551141 if you need it. We're going to start by threading this bolt in. I'll put a little WD-40 on these threads. We're going to get the washers in here. All right, now it's starting to bottom out on the bottom of my deep socket wrench, so it's in there enough where it'll hold it, so we're gonna go ahead and take this installer out. Now we're taking our old crank bolt here and we're gonna install that. All right, this old crank bolt just going to be used to torque it down to get this fully seated. So we're going to torque it down to 240 foot-pounds, and then we're going to go ahead and remove that and install the new one, the new crank bolt, to the proper torque specs after it's fully seated. Because I'm on the hoist, I'm going to lower the engine down a little bit so I can get some more leverage on this, and I don't really trust this chain putting an extra 240 foot-pounds on it. So we're going to drop it. All right, and now we're going to torque this thing down to 240 foot-pounds. I have seen people just ugga-dugga these things on a couple times with a strong impact, and it has worked. I'm just showing you the way I'm doing it and what the book on rebuilding LSs from GM states how to do them properly. So do it however you want. This is just how I'm doing mine. All right, so I did get it torqued down to 240 foot-pounds. This thing was walking around on me too much. I wish I would have got it on video, but my phone was about to die. I had to have my wife come out here and put some pressure on this corner as I was leaning against this side in order to get enough leverage, because it was just walking around too much. I would have put it on back on the engine stand, but this engine stand that I have doesn't work with the flat. It's a thicker flywheel because it's a manual flywheel, so I didn't want to mess up my flywheel, so I just had to struggle bust it, but we got it. Now we're gonna ugga-dugga this thing off and get the new bolt on. All right, we got that bolt out. Now we're gonna get the new bolt, the brand new one, and we're gonna torque that one down to the right spec. So here's the new bolt. We're gonna thread this in first. All right, and we're torquing this down to 37 foot-pounds. All right, we got that one torqued down to 37 foot-pounds, and now we're gonna torque it an additional 140 degrees real quick, and then it's all done. All right, so I got this bolt turned an extra 140 degrees. My little 3/8 drive that I normally use for everything has the angle gauge on it, but this bolt, there was too much force on it. So it was beeping at 40 degrees. I'm assuming that's because it was just letting me know there's too much force on it because it's a digital one. So I left it at the 40 degrees, and then I marked out an extra 100 degrees and just used my long 1/2-inch drive breaker bar style ratchet wrench, and we got it turned an extra 100 degrees. So this thing is fully installed and good to go. I got my engine mounts coming in tomorrow, so my plan is to get the trans mounted up to the back of this thing and hopefully dropped into the C10 this weekend. But we will see. I'll catch you guys on the next one.